I'm Michael Bain, and welcome to Triggered, and welcome to 2023. Heaven help us all. As we pass out of 2022, which we are all trying very, very hard to blot out of our memories, where are the men in black when we need them? We are, of course, coming to you from the secret hidden bunker in the Rocky Mountains, Dragon House Studios, and I am very happy today for our first show of the year to show you a home run gun. Not just a home run gun, but absolutely smashed way into the bleachers, right over the center field fence. This is a heck of a gun, and it is from Rock Island Armory, of course, longtime sponsors of ours, but this is the Rock Island 5.0 ST. And I've been on the phone all morning with people at Rock Island talking about this gun. It has been in development for 5 years. The idea, in fact, is 8 years old. Every time I went to the Philippines, it was always like, wow, we've got this incredible gun we're working on, this incredible gun we're working on. And finally, that gun has now come to the market. It's 9mm, 17+1, or of course, if you live in Colorado, less. But it's different than anything else that you've seen come out of Rock Island, of course. Number one, you'll notice that the slide rides inside the frame, like you would see on, say, a CZ75, or you would see on a SIG P210. Just one of the alternate ways of building a gun. The other thing that is really interesting about this gun is this grip frame. The set of grips here, these are nylon, and they are perfectly shaped, perfectly ergonomic. For me, at least, when I picked this gun up out of the box, my initial response was wow. And then I started thinking, this is an interesting gun. For a start, just like you would say a CZ75 or a SIG 210, it is a hammer gun, not a striker gun. You can see the hammer right there. Bang, hammer falls. One of the advantages of having a shrouded hammer like this is you've now added roughly 1 inch to the sight radius. For those of you using iron sights, that 1 inch means a lot. This is about a 5-inch barrel, 4.9 inch barrel. The other thing that you're looking at, and I know you're looking going like, oh, I wonder where that is. Where that is. I wonder where the thumb safety is. Well, the thumb safety isn't. The safety on this gun is exactly like a Glock or any number of other striker-fired guns. Safety is here. Pull the trigger. The trigger is somewhere between, oh my goodness, really good and simply fantastic. It is an excellent single-action trigger. So you have, again, single-action only gun. I'm really interested in spending more time with it. This is a production prototype, and I can't keep it for very long, but I wanted to show it to you as quickly as I could. Interesting barrel, isn't it? We'll be talking a lot more about this. So you're thinking, initially, what is it for? When I opened up the box, I said, that is a race gun. That is a gun that's born to race. That is a gun, looking at, say, the United States Practical Shooting Association limited class, or with a version that is cut for optics. Both will be available. You're looking at a perfect gun for USPSA limited optics. For me, shooting the gun proved exactly what I hoped it would prove, which is that someone who shoots a lot, and considering that Rock Island Armory has a great shooting team with some of the top shooters in the world, that shows in this gun. We're going to talk about that a little bit more when Triggered returns. This week's Triggered is brought to you by Arms Corps, Rock Island Armory. What's your passion? Taurus, USA. Always ready, always bring it. Stoger, everyday tough. SDS Imports, Thesis. Thesis means quality. Hunters HD Gold. They change so you don't have to. And MTM Case Guard. Quality shooting sports accessories. Welcome back to Triggered and this really slick 5.0 ST gun from Island Armory. I like the grip a lot, obviously, very much along the lines of, say, a Staccato or some the new Prodigy from Springfield, where you've got the grip that is separate from the frame itself. The width really struck me. This is 1.33 inch on the width, which is really good for a double stack magazine, which makes it feel extremely comfortable. It's 39.5 ounces, which would put it, oh gosh, somewhere between a SIG P210 and the heavier CZ race guns, like the Shadow. I think Shadows run like 45 to 47 ounces. So it's right within that frame for a competition gun. This particular version comes with an LPA adjustable rear sight, which is a very good rear sight. Dave Dawson front fiber optic sight. It is dovetailed in. And they will be offering, in fact, my gun is being made at the factory right now, cut for an optic in this particular case, a Seymour STS, a very popular optic for competition. I took it to the range as quickly as I could, and I began shooting a 150 grain Federal Syntac match. And basically, it reminded me as much as anything of shooting a 22. With the amount of weight you have forward, and obviously with this polymer grip frame, you've got a lot of weight forward with the gun. You've got this full-length rail system. It makes the gun set very steady in your hand. Put your finger in exactly the right place for that big flat trigger. Now, one other thing I noticed that I thought was really striking, let's take a look at the slide release here, right? That's a pretty boring piece. Its function is to drop the slide. But look at the way it's shaped. It's not just a flat piece of steel with a bump for you to use your thumb to knock the slide free. In fact, if you look at my grip here, my regular gun grip, in an ideal world, I would like to put my thumb somewhere. And when you look at race guns, when you look at competition pistols, you often find a thumb ledge of some sort right here, so that this forward thumb, both of your thumbs facing the target, this forward thumb has a place to rest. It makes it easier and faster to shoot. This slide release has just enough of a bump on it that I can feel it when I go to the grip. And so in addition to my strong hand thumb down, my weak hand thumb has a place to be on this ledge, and that allowed me to shoot the gun faster. Now, I know a couple of things you're going to ask if you're a competitor, and I'm a competitor. Holsters, we're working on it. The next time you see this gun, I'll be able to give you a good list of holsters for it, including competition or carry. Magazine, I noticed an interesting thing here. This is regular magazine for the gun. This one has been capped at 15 rounds for me, and it just pops right out. I started looking at some of my other magazines in the bin, and I found this magazine, which is a Matisse's PX9, gun that I've shot a lot. And I noticed when I put the magazine in, look at that, it fit perfectly. So I took it, loaded a bunch of rounds through it, took it out to the range and ran it through, and had no problems whatsoever. Matisse's magazines are cheap and available. Now, from a competitor standpoint, you're going to want more capacity. If you're going to run against the Staccatos, if you're going to run against the CZs, you're going to need more than 17+1 rounds. This is an ancient Metgar 20-round magazine for the SIG 226. I've had the thing about 1,000 years. Well, golly gee, how about that? Now, it's not dropping free. There's a little bit of binding here, but I think that could be fixed pretty easily by someone with a little bit of sandpaper. So that would get you up to 20 rounds. And I know that, for example, my good friends at Apex have a SIG P226 magazine extension that adds 4 or 5 rounds to a 226 magazine. I'll bet we can make something work. But in any case, this gun shot as well as it looks. I am absolutely struck by what a beautiful gun it is. It has the perfect outlines. It's got the perfect grip. It's got a brilliant trigger. I believe this is going to move Rock Island Armory to a whole new level. So that's our first show for 2023. You know what? You can find us on michaelbain.tv. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Rumble. You may be able to find us somewhere else after some meetings we're having at the SHOT Show. Thanks to MTM Case Guard for sponsoring us. I'm Michael Bain. We'll see you next week.